Hi everyone, my name's Chelsea. This is my knitting journal. This is my episode number 4. It's just my little corner of YouTube where I like to share different things I'm working on, works in progress, yarn bombs, new yarn I've tried, different patterns I've heard about, just all things knitting. The first thing I wanted to share today is my sweater. I did not knit this, but it kind of has that look. I just really love the colors in this sweater, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it. It's from Target. Maybe I can set up a little bit, I can show you more. And it has big pockets, super comfy. So I found out about the sweater because there's another knitter out there that I really like to follow, and many of you might know her. Her name's Christy Glass Knits, and I follow her on Instagram and on YouTube, and she just talks about all things knitting. And she posted this on Instagram like a long time ago that she found this sweater at Target, and I loved it so much. And there's like 2 Targets pretty close to me, and so I looked at both my Targets. I looked online, I saw it online, but it wasn't available. Anyway, so I just really wanted this sweater, and I like kept looking, but then I kind of gave up because I couldn't find it at either store nearby me. So when I was in Washington State for Christmas this last year, we went to Target to return a present or something for one of my kids and get them something different. And I found it. I will say I probably needed a medium, and I ended up getting a large. But with a chunky knit sweater that's kind of loose and baggy anyway, I think going one size up was okay for me. Super soft, really love it. So it's February now, end of February, almost March. So I don't know if you would have any luck finding it still, but check your Targets. And I got mine on sale too. It was in the clearance section. I think it was even a little bit more on sale. So kind of fun. Some things, so I haven't made a video in like 2 weeks. Me and my husband both got the flu, and it was the worst. I don't remember the last time I've been that sick. Just so tired, cold, fever. It was the worst. But I have been knitting. Actually, I've gotten a lot of knitting done. Still knit when you're sick. As long as I'm somewhat functional, I can knit. So I want to show you. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 baby blankets that I've knit. Sounds like a lot, but I knit them on size. Oops, those are the wrong needles. I'll show them. They're all the same pattern. I have lots of friends who I go to church with right now that are pregnant. So I thought I want to try this new pattern idea out, and I want to try this new yarn. So I knit them on size US 15 needles, wooden ones, clovers. I use a lot of clovers, and I think they're good. So size 15s. And the yarn I knit with for these blankets is the Mighty Stitch Super Bulky by Knit Picks. So I'll show you the blanket. I've never used this yarn before, and I think it's good for a baby blanket. I hope it holds up for these gifts, for these friends, and doesn't fall, maintains its shape. I know baby blankets, especially if they're used a lot, they do get stretched out, and this isn't like a huge blanket, so I think if it does get stretched out, it'll be okay and it'll still be functional. The yarn is, and I've said this before, when I make gifts for other people who aren't knitters, I tend to go a cheaper route, especially for baby blankets. Because I've knit a lot of baby blankets for friends and family who have had babies, and lots of times kids get attached to a nice soft knit blanket, which I think is great. But it also is going to get dragged around and dirty and need to be washed and all of that. For my own kids, I will spend more money on yarn for their blankets. For my kids' blankets, I usually use Spud and Chloe sweater weight yarn, I want to say, for their blankets. I have to show my kids' baby blankets at some point. Maybe my next video I'll show them. So this Mighty Stitch Super Bulky from Knit Picks is 80% acrylic and 20% superwash wool. So you can wash it. It says you can machine wash it on gentle and tumble on dry on low heat. It's really soft, and It's chunky. Does it say how when you apply it? I don't know. But it like in it well and fast. I mean, it takes a lot. It's cheaper yarn, and since it's so bulky, you do need quite a bit to make a blanket. I think I should measure these. So let me show you my blankets. So they're all the same pattern style. So here's the first one. I hope you can see it. So it's a heart. So every one is like 2 colors, so, and then a heart. So this one is navy blue, which it's a pretty dark navy, and then a cream heart. And these blankets measure, I should have done this before, sorry. 20, like they're about like a square. They're a square, like I would say like 30 by 30. I was trying to make them square and not rectangle. So maybe they're 30 wide and like 28 long. So this one is navy and cream. So on the knit picks for the yarn, the color is navy for the blue and cream for the cream. Some of them have different, that seems really obvious. And really soft. So for this pattern, I cast on 53 stitches. I can maybe write the pattern down, it's pretty easy. And let me know in comments if you want the pattern and I can share it. So that's one, so navy and cream. And there are lots of, if you go on Ravelry and you search a heart blanket, there's so many heart charts. So I kind of just used a couple different patterns to make mine. So I found someone else's chart for a heart and I used that. And it's pretty simple, just going back and forth with the yarn. So for my blankets, 53 stitches I cast on, and I knit like 6 rows of ribbing, so like 3 ribs, and then like 8 rows just stockinette, and then the pattern, and then another 8 rows of stockinette, and then 6 more rows of just knit. So really simple, and I think it took about 5 balls of the navy and then 2 balls of cream. And you won't use all of that, but you need at least that much. Any less, you'll not have enough. So that one was navy and cream, and then this one is cream. This is for a girl baby. So the main color is cream. And then I did a red heart, and the red on here is called Serrano, S-E-R-R-A-N-O. And I think it's a nice red. It's pretty bright. I think I like it as for the heart, but if I knit the blanket red, I think it'd be too bright. I don't think I would like it. So that's another one for a girl. I have to figure out whose baby will get which one of these blankets. This one's a little bit more funky, but I think it's, at first I was like, I'm not sure, but I love it. But it's blue, and the blue for this one is called Gulf Stream. And I thought it was going to be more aqua, but I like this color. It is kind of bright. I feel like it's brighter in person than it is on camera right now. And then I did a dark gray heart. I think the contrast is just barely enough. Like, I think the heart, if it was lighter, maybe it would look a little bit better. But so it's the Gulf Stream in the Mighty Stitch, and then the heart is in ash, a really dark gray. So for a boy, this one I think is my favorite. I need to go and fix some of my ends I weaved in. I'm just looking at. So if you can see, it's a light gray with a light pink. I just think it's really pretty. I would want this for my girl. And the colors for this one, the light gray is called Silver, and their yarn, and the pink is Blush, which is not available right now because I was going to order more because I have one more friend who's having a girl, and then another friend who's pregnant too. I guess I'm at the age where lots of my friends are pregnant. But I don't know if she's having a girl or boy, so I guess I'll probably wait, find out what the last girl's having, a girl or boy, and then I can make 2 more. And really, like, this probably took me like 2 hours to make. So I know people like really like, oh, you knit me a blanket, but in my world of knitting, like, that's not that long. I don't know. So this one's similar, but it's in the dark gray. Actually, this one's really cute too. But it's just pretty dark for a baby, but I don't know. I feel like that's kind of fun. Like, not always using like baby colors, but something a little bit more, but maybe you wouldn't think it was for a baby. So in the Mighty Stitch Super Bulky, it's ash for the dark gray and then blush again for the light pink. They have a mint color that I really want to try. I think like a mint green would be cute with the with silver, the light gray. I think that would be really cute. They also have a really hot pink called Pucker, but a lot of the colors aren't available, and I find that often on Knit Picks that the color I want isn't available right away, and like they usually are really good at giving you a date. So right now their website's telling me that it'll be available on April 4th, which I probably might not knit any more baby blankets until for another while. But yeah, I really want to try the mint. I think that could be cute for a girl or boy. Maybe mint with pink would be cute, and then maybe mint with for a girl, and then maybe mint with the light silver or gray would be cute. They have a fairy tale, which is like a dark purple color that could be cute with like a cream or something. Anyway, so that was fun. If you want more details about just the pattern in general, it's pretty simple, and I could tell you just from memory. Or if you want a link, I can share. I should look up. I think if you look up Pixelated Heart Blanket on Ravelry, that will give you the chart I used for the heart. So some other things I don't really have. So that was just all gifts that I've knit. I don't really have anything like a personal project that I've been working on besides my yarn bomb that I'm still working on. I might have showed that last time. Between knitting those blankets, I've just been knitting for my shop, which right now is really slow, so I'll probably keep working on my yarn bomb and some other stuff. I wanted to show this fabric. I don't know what I'll make with it, but I'm friends of this older woman. She's probably like in her 80s, and she's at that age of life where she's getting rid of a lot of things, and she gave me fabric. Oh, it's already like hemmed. I haven't opened it up, but to donate just to whoever in my group I go to church with, if they wanted fabric to share. But I really just like this one was on top, and I was like, oh, I'm taking that for myself, which I think she would be okay with. Anyway, I have a lot of it. I haven't like measured it, but I'm like, that'd be really, it would be really pretty like on the back of a quilt or a dress. But it's just like some of the flowers are pretty big. My daughter is only 2, so her body isn't that big to use such a big pattern for a dress. I don't know. I honestly don't sew very often. I want to sew more, but I'm not the best sewer. So I just want to share this fabric though, because it was one of the new things I got since I've made this video. Not that or my last video. So maybe in the future, I would say far, far, far future, when I get some sewing stuff out. We just live in our tiny row home, and I don't like to get my sewing stuff out, which I can. I just have to, like, if I'm working on a project, it's so much work to get all my sewing stuff out of my closet. I just have to like leave it out for a while, which is fine. But usually like I'll take it out for a while, and if I have one project to sew, and I'll sew it, and then it just goes away again for like another long period of time. So the last thing I have to show today is my yarn bomb. And I don't know, I'm tempted just to show you not in a large detail, because I think the effect will be better when it's just all the way 100% done. I'm debating just a second. What should I show you? So it's getting pretty big. It's getting pretty big. Lots of different colors. I've been doing darker colors because I am putting letters on it. Here's some letters in a bright yellow. So I want to make sure they show up. You know, you can read it when I put it up on a tree. So I still have 2 more letters to do. So I guess the problem is I'm making letters horizontal. They're going up and down, whatever one that is. And so it just has to keep getting longer so I can do the letters. So I have 2 more letters to do. So I have room barely for the next letter. But I probably will knit another little chunk, and so I definitely make sure I have enough room. And I'll put another letter on, and then I'll have to knit another section to put the last letter on. So it just keeps going, but it's been kind of fun. You know, I do one color, and then I'm like, okay, what's gonna complement the next color? Or like that color I just knit, what would look good right after it? I've just been using up some random yarn that's just sitting around, which I think is great for yarn bombing, just getting your scraps out and like creating something new and special. And that will hopefully go up. Anything on my other yarn bombs, I know I put up some hearts, which I think I was telling my kids, because they go with me when I go yarn bomb. I was like, which one's been your favorite? My son said the snowman, I think, because that was his idea. My daughter said pumpkins, because that was the first one. I think she just thinks about it. And maybe we had just taken the pumpkins down. I need to go take my snowman down. I was waiting. It's been pretty warm in Philly, like 50s and 60s, but we did have a cold day yesterday. It was 70 on Friday and Saturday. So I probably should really go take them down, because I'm sure people are like, ugh, take that snowman down. So tomorrow I'm going to my mom's up in New York State. And I think when I get back, I'll go take down my snowman. Yeah, probably won't do it today. Anyway, leave me comments if you want to know more about that pattern I used for my baby blankets. Leave a comment and I can message you it, or just write it really fast in a reply. I probably won't put any photos of those blankets up on Instagram or anything yet, because they're gifts, so probably we'll wait for a while. My mom lives in Hyde Park, New York, if anyone knows where that is. But it's like the next town over from her is Rhinebeck. So we might go check out a yarn store up there at Stickles Yarn Garage. I should maybe look and see if there's like a pattern I really want to try, so I can like look for a specific yarn. I think I will do that actually. And then, so maybe in my next video I might share some new yarn. I'll see if I buy any. It's always hard though, going to that store, and then we have my kids with me, and there's lots of fun toys at Stickles that they could buy, but to just look for yarn can be not the best. Anyway, but happy knitting. I'll be back hopefully next week with another video to show some more progress on my yarn bomb or other things I might get knit this next week. And again, if you have any questions, leave a comment, suggestions. I will tell you, I did order some chain necklaces for my little mochi guys. My kids really like, I have to kind of hide them because they see them and they want to carry them around and play with them, which I'm excited for. But I hope I can get them figured out how to put on necklaces. I ordered them from Alibaba, which is like this company in China, but stuff is just like super cheap, and I knew for like a chain necklace it would be good. Just like some things are good to order from there. So I'm still waiting for them. It can take a long time to get stuff in the mail from that site. So I will keep you updated on that too. I think some next things I might start knitting is a pinwheel blanket. I need to go through my yarn. Maybe I'll bring that to my mom's. Pinwheel blanket by the Knitting Expat. I wonder if I can figure it out, because I think she uses lots of sock weight yarn for that, but I don't really have a lot of sock weight yarn, but I have lots of just like scraps of nice yarn that I've used for my kids projects, but not enough to make something else. So, and too nice of yarn that I would want to like use it for a yarn bomb. So anyway, maybe I will pack that. I leave in 2 days for that, so if I should go find some scraps. Whenever I go to my mom's house, sometimes I get tired and like I feel like I'm on vacation, so I don't always knit as much as I'm there because it's not quite real life, but I should knit because it's vacation and it's fun, so I need to bring a project. Okay, have a good day. Hope you get some knitting in. Bye.